I've got Oscar Piastri here. Oscar, that must have been a tense afternoon for you.
It sure was. It didn't get off to a great start, did it? And then I finished the job off in making it tough. But no, very proud of everybody in the team. This success has obviously been from the result of a year's hard work, or even longer than that. This journey that we've really turned around has been the result of 2 years' work. And it's a real pleasure to be part of this. I never would have dreamt that at this stage of my life and stage of my career that I'd be in a world championship winning team. So very, very proud of everybody and what we've been able to achieve. And excited to enjoy it with everybody.
How much were you being kept up to date with the picture during the race as you were trying to fight your way back through? Because I guess they need to give you that info to know what's crucial.
I could see on the big screens what was going on, and I could see that the gap to Lando was to Carlos, was not that big. So I knew that trying to get back to the points was going to be tough. It was going to be important. It was tough to do that, but in the end, like I said on the radio, I don't think the history books really care about that. So we managed to make it happen, and very proud of everything that we've achieved this year.
Well, first things first. How are you going to celebrate tonight?
I don't know yet, but probably something that goes into the morning.
Because you don't have to test on Tuesday, do you?
No, I do. I'll be back in the car. So, I have to at least be able to drive, but I'm sure we'll all enjoy it tonight. And 2025 starts on Tuesday, and we'll make sure that we're in the hunt for both championships from the word go next year.
I was going to say, you're up for a title tilt next year, Drivers' Championship?
I sure hope so. I think, this season's been a great improvement. Personally, I think, also for the team, it's been a massive step forward. I think for me, I know I've still got room to go and things to improve, but I feel like I've made a lot of big steps this year, and just excited to try and work on my opportunities in the off season and go again next year, because I really feel like this can be the start of something special. So I'll make sure I'm ready for the challenge next year.
Well, you got 36 hours to go and enjoy yourself, so have fun.
Thank you. I will.
Great stuff. That's a good question, Chris, about the championship for Oscar Piastri next year.
Well, and also he just said what the whole ethos of what McLaren, if they did mess up, is that they didn't do it from the get-go. I.e., the car wasn't competitive, and they made it so, but they want to hit the ground running on Tuesday. He's not kidding. They want to get ahead because they need to be. They need to arrive in Australia with a potent winning car.
Yeah, and Bob Varsha, I want to ask you this question. Look, during the year there was some criticism of papaya rules and a little bit of this. Is this going to work? Are team orders? But they won the Constructors' Championship. I think Max was going to be unstoppable because, he's Max. But I think that that this was a good thing, that this team ethos that they've built, it worked. You have to say it worked. They won the Constructors' Championship.
Absolutely, it did. And I don't think it's very different from the ethos of every team up and down the pit lane. I mean, they all know how this works. No matter what the media or the fans think, there's a way you go about your business. There are two championships in play, and you cannot favor one to the detriment of the other, if you want to be ultimately successful. So, that was just one of the challenges McLaren faced, was that handling of the situation between drivers, back in the days of Ron Dennis, who brought this team to life and took it to so much success. That was something that all of his drivers, particularly Alain Prost, gave him credit for, understanding when people got angry or when feelings got hurt. There was one race, I don't know when it was, but Prost in his book talked about how he didn't qualify well, and he was kind of feeling sorry for himself back on the grid while his teammate Ayrton Senna was up on the front row. And Prost said, he looked up from his cockpit, and there was Ron Dennis, his team boss, standing there by his car in sort of silent, symbolic gesture of support for an eventual four-time world champion. So, there's all these nuances. It's such an incredibly human story, as well as a technological and an athletic enterprise. We sometimes overlook in the heat of battle that these are human beings out there, and some need to be kicked in the butt, some need to be massaged when it comes to their egos. It's just incredibly fun. Of course, we talk about it all year long, but it's just amazing to see it happen again and again and again.
That's really well put. I mean, thinking about the world today with there's so much competition to what to watch and content, and sports is one of those things where you can really see the human and the emotional side of all this. All right, guys, we got to get a quick break in. We'll continue to give you more from the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix right after this.